What's up, what's up? Today I want to do a quick little video. It's gonna be a little different from what I normally do. I got things I gotta do, so you know what I'm saying. But I just wanted to make a quick little video just to answer a couple little questions that y'all been asking me. And some things I feel like I should relay to you guys about being a merchant marine. But I gotta go run some errands. Let's get it. And we are back. So, like I said earlier, hold on a second. I just seen a couple questions that a lot of y'all have had, so I'm gonna answer them for you, and then get back to what I really want to tell you guys. Like, hey, when you get on board, a lot of y'all ask like, what kind of money you gonna make? What's the best ships you're gonna get on? What's the best position to come in as, and stuff like that. A lot of that, if you come in with MSC, you have no choice with either of them. You know what I'm saying? When you come in, when you first get hired, especially if you're a new hire, unless you're coming in as a officer, you don't really have a choice in what position you're gonna play. You're gonna be sailing as. So just make best with what you get, because that's what you're gonna be sailing. And a lot of times you want to hear, like, especially if you're coming from the Navy, choose your rate, choose your fate, blah, 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 blah. That's not how it is over here. Yes, you can choose your rate, but you can also, or in the beginning, if you first get hired, unless you're coming in as an officer or a licensed individual, you do not get to choose what you come in as. You know what I'm saying? You have no choice. Unless you're going with SIU, I believe you have a choice there. But in MSC, Military Seal of Command, you do not have a choice. So choose your fate, choose your rate, choose your fate. It applies, but it doesn't really apply because you don't really get to choose. In the beginning, obviously when you go apply for a new position, it's easier for you, or not easier. When you apply for another position, if you get it, in whatever position you go, that's when you can start doing what you gotta do. Like for me, I'm in a steward position. I could go up to cook, but I just don't want to. What I would have to do, like I've said in many of my other videos, I would have to make a lateral move in order to start moving up in any of the positions that I want to, whether it be deck, engine, communications, but that's really, or in supply, but like more the logistics side of supply. Secondly, when you get on these ships, like, it really came from this tour where I noticed a lot of like people that either came from the Navy or just want to compare like their previous job to this one. You can't compare it. I mean, technically you can compare anything, but you can't really compare this to the Navy outside of the fact that you're on ships. That's the only fucking difference there is, or that's the only thing that's the same. Now, this last ship, he's a close friend, but he kept comparing the Navy to MSC, and just like being a merchant mariner. Yes, technically you can. You're on a ship, you're doing this and that. You can compare, but it's different. There's not really a real comparison. You know what I'm saying? Because not just money-wise, logistically, in the Navy, you get, with Navy or military, or whatever in the military, you get, I don't know, a couple years you would have to be on sea duty, and then you can get land duty or something like that. There is no such thing as land duty in Military Seal of Command, MSC, or being a merchant mariner. There's no such thing. Your whole life is always going to be on a ship as far as working. So there's that one huge difference there. Secondly, MSC or merchant mariners, the whole life they don't care about comfort. What you come out is for is to make money. That's the whole reason why you come out here. That's why you can make certain amount of overtime, this and that. If you're coming out here to like for the lifestyle, okay, there's that, but don't come here thinking like, oh, I'm about to have like a great life like I did in the Navy, or this and that, or whatever, what have you, because you're not. It's not the same thing. You're not going to get all the accommodations. A lot of times MSC is better than the Navy in regards to accommodations, like, because you get your own room regardless of what position you're in, unless you get on specific ships where it is a berthing ship. But for the most part, you get your own room, you have your own bed, or you might have to share the head with one other person, like I said, depending on the kind of ship. And then you have the life is just different in general. Like you don't have to wake up early if you don't want to, in regards to like I gotta wake up at 0300. Oh my god, I have to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning to go PT or do this, that. No, the only times you have to wake up is when it's time to work. And if it's not time to work, you don't have to wake up. You know what I'm saying? Same thing, vice versa. If you don't have to stay back for overtime, you can literally be on a ship and just do your straight time, and there's no penalty to that. They can't fault you for doing that. So there's that. Unlike in the Navy, they can make you work 12, 14 hours and you can't say, no, I don't feel like doing that. You know what I'm saying? In MSC, you can technically say that if it's overtime. If it's overtime. Now, there are such thing as mandatory overtime. They have to like do those, but those are few and far in between, and it depends on what like position you are, whether you be slide, deck department, engine department. There are sometimes you have to do mandatory overtime, but that all depends on, like I said, the ship, the rate, and what's going on at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like unreps is mandatory usually. You know what I'm saying? If you're on the unrep team that's supposed to be coming out, it's mandatory. That's usually how it is. Now, with that being said, don't come out and be like, oh, it's I was expecting to have like hotel service, all this extra stuff that you think like, because this is why I hate. I don't say I hate. When you first come in, there's these people that they talk to you about the job. When you first come in, when you're in Neo, that's what they call it, Neo. They tell you about the job. They tell you like, oh, you're about to have this, this, and this, and this. You're about to make this X amount of money. They like boost up what you will be making in MSC. You know what I'm saying? And I hate that they do that, because it gives you, like they did it to me, or all of us in my class. They give you a false sense of like, oh, we about to make crazy money, or it's about to be easy to move up, or it's about to be like great time the entire time. You know what I'm saying? You're about to be making money up the yin yang and all that. That is not true. Yes, there are ships that you can make a lot of money on, no matter what position you're in, but at the same time, there are, like my last one, it was not a money making ship. You can make money, like it's hard to explain. Yes, there's ways of making money. You're always making money. If you're on a ship, you're making money. But there's like different kinds of money that you can make. Like on my regular ships, the kind of money you can make is a lot different than the kind of money I made this last ship. You know what I'm saying? This last ship, it wasn't crazy money like that. It was still, if I was brand new in MSC and I came in, this would still be good money. It would still be good money, but it was not. But that's just me. Like I would have been, if I brand new, never sailed before, and I came in at the same time that I came in before, I was 23 years old. Yeah, I would have been perfectly content making like, how much was I grossing? What limited? Do the math, blah blah blah. I'm perfectly content making like 60 grand a year. You know what I'm saying? 55, 60 something grand a year. I've been perfectly content with that because I came from making no money. You know what I'm saying? Now, like I said, y'all know my last ship. Y'all saw the kind of money I was making there. Those are my typical kind of ships. So you saw that I was making closer to, if I stayed for a full year, 80 to 90 grand a year. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's different. Things are, the different kinds of ships means a different kind of money you can make. Now, with that being said, do you get to choose your ships? You do not. Do you get to choose your rate? You do not, unless you put in a package to move up. So there's all that. And that's kind of like really what I wanted to touch upon. Like, you don't get to choose where you get to move up to. You don't get to choose what position or you do get to choose what you move up to, but you don't get to do it on your own time. You got to do it. MSC is gonna, if they need you, they'll do it. If you want to get a certain position, if they need you, and they just happen to need the position that you want to get, then you might get it. You probably will get it. It's one of those, like, it's waves. Like, a lot of people quit at there's a certain point in, like, it's weird. And it was funny when somebody first told me that, when I first came in MSC, someone was like, oh, it comes in waves. Like, you may be stuck at, I don't want to say stuck, you may be stuck in one position for like 1 or 2, 3 years, you know what I'm saying? Then out of nowhere, like, all the positions just open up, and then you can maneuver however you want, and you can do it quickly, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it comes in waves. And obviously it's a government job, so that's kind of how it happens. Like, some people get out, like, if something happens with the outside world, obviously, that affects what happens with the job. So it all really depends. Now, if you are prepared, like, you have this is only an MSC. I don't know anything about SIU. It's only an MSC. If you're prepared and you have your KSA ready, you already have all your books signed and stuff like that. This is for engine, OS, or engine, deck, communications, whatever. And it just so happened to be the time where everything just opens up, because a lot of people will leave the company, or a lot of people will want to move to different companies or something like that. Bro, if you happen to have all your stuff situated and you put in the package, you're almost guaranteed to get it. Like, almost guaranteed. It just, like I said, it depends though on what position it is, what's going on in the world, and all that. So be prepared for that. I think that's really all I wanted to touch upon right now, because for real, I'm just talking to you guys, and this is just one of those videos where I'm just like, I'm trying to give y'all like bits of information and try to think of like questions y'all have asked me. Like I said, just my advice, don't come in having like such high expectations. This job will change your life no matter what position you're in. It is going to change your life, not just monetarily. You're going to be traveling more than you've ever traveled before, and there's a lot of solitude. So there's a lot of stuff like is going to really test like your mental state, your mental what do you call fortitude? I guess it's going to test your mental fortitude, because you will have a lot of time to yourself. Now, don't get me wrong, I have a lot of friends, or whenever you get on the ship, you're always gonna make friends. It's quick to easy make friends, but there's always gonna be those times where you're like, you want to be by yourself, or your friend wants to be by themselves, or whoever wants to be alone, so they don't want to hang out with you, whatever. There's always gonna be times when you're out to sea, especially when you go out for like 10 to 2 weeks to 3 weeks at a time, you know what I'm saying? When you go out for those long stints, you will have a lot of time to yourself. That's why I encourage people to work out, start reading. Like, if you're gonna do like OJT, or if you're gonna try to switch positions or departments, do your OJT. Like, I stress that, because if you just sit and do nothing, you will go crazy. It's like it is literally like being in prison if you don't find things to do that will help you. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be, like I said, will occupy your time, because you can't leave. You can't just be like, oh, I want to clock, I want to go home. No, you're not going home, because you're in the middle of the ocean, and you can't just call home. Yes, you have your computers and stuff like that, but if you're in MSC, there's no Wi-Fi, and they don't typically have Wi-Fi on the ship, so there's no calling home. You may be able to get on the computer, talk to somebody at home for a little bit. So you do need to get used to not being able to talk to people on the regular. That's only if you come in MSC. I know I heard in SIU they have Wi-Fi on the ship. I don't know. I've never sailed SIU, so I don't know. But yeah, like, this is just me, a little bit of like, I'm just talking to you guys, some questions that you've asked me. So this is all I just wanted to relay some of these messages to you. From someone that's been sailing for, I'll be 8 years in January, you know. But yeah, that's kind of like all I really wanted to say. And don't forget to like and subscribe. I love you guys. I know I have still so much more to show you guys. By the time you see this is just part of Vlogmas. So by the time you see this, I still have like 2 months of still like me going out to see that tour to still show you guys. Yes, I'm gonna be able to bust them all out like a lot more, but I still have so much. So by the time I get to the last video, I will already be on another ship, which is kind of good. So y'all will never really like, I'm never gonna miss, well, hopefully I don't miss a beat. If I can get on ships that I can get service, or not service, Wi-Fi long enough for me to upload, then I will not miss a beat. I'll be able to continuously upload regularly, and that's all I'm really here for. I'm here for you guys because I like uploading. I like showing you guys the life, and that's pretty much it. But yeah, let me head to my girl's house. Yeah, I think I was gonna eat. What time is it? It's only 4 o'clock, so I'm heading to my girl's house. Probably gonna chill out for a little bit. I don't think we're gonna eat. I just finished a video just like right before I started recording this. I had just finished another vlog, so look out for that one. Like I said, expect me to post like regularly now, or for at least the next like month. I have video, or at least it should be the next like 2 months. I should be able to post regularly. So when you see this has nothing to do with that, because this is Vlogmas. So yeah, right now it's like December 10th. I love y'all. Deuces.